kindergartners. I hope you guys are having a great day today. My name is Miss Shlor, and today we're going to get to read a book together. Today you are going to need a pencil and a piece of paper for the end of the activity when we're done reading the book. Today we're going to be working on asking and answering questions. So I'm going to read our learning target, and I want you to listen to me first and watch at the words I'm pointing at. We can ask and answer questions about a text. So let's talk about some of these words because some of them are words that kindergartners aren't quite sure about, and that's okay because we're here to learn. So we can ask, and the motion I like to do for that is like this, like I'm asking a question. And I have some question marks up above the word ask to help us remember that we're asking. And as well, I have some question words that when we're asking a question, we always start that question with one of these words on the side of our paper right here. So we can ask and answer. Answering is we are figuring out the answer to the question. So we're figuring out the problem, or we are able to figure out the solution to the story. We can ask and answer questions about a text. And text is just another word for a book. So that's the book we're reading today. So I want you to repeat after me when I point at you. We can ask and answer questions about a text. Awesome job. So let's talk about some of these words we have here. The first one we have is who, and who questions are talking about the people. Maybe who are the characters in the story, or who was in trouble in the story. So I want you to think in your head of a who question. It can be about anything, but it needs to be about a person because who is talking about people. So think in your head of a who question. Awesome job, my friends. I hope you were able to think of one. The who question I have is who went to the store today? My question, it doesn't have to be about the story right now because we're just practicing question words. But later on, we want these questions to be about our story. So, who went to the store today? The next question word we have is what? And right here I have a cupcake and a swing set. What is talking about maybe the things in the story or things that are going around you. So I want you to think of a what question in your head. Okay, I thought of a what question. What did you do today? I wanted to know what did you do today? I started my question with the word what. Our next question word is when. When is talking about the time. Maybe what time is it, or when did you go do that thing? So I want you to think of a when question, a time question. Okay, I thought of a when question, and my question was, when did you go to the store? I'm asking about the time. When did you go to the store? Hey, our next question word is where, and where is talking about the place. So it could be about the setting in the book, where the characters are, or you could ask a question about something different than a book right now. So I want you to think of a where question, the place. Okay, I thought of a where question, and I thought, where did you go today? So I'm asking about the place you went. Where did you go? I started my question with where. And our last question word is why. Maybe why did that happen? Or why did you do that? So I want you to think of a why question. Okay, my why question is why did you go to the store today? Why did you go to the store today? I started my question with why. So today we're really focusing on trying to ask these questions about a book. So the book we're going to read today is The Gruffalo, and I love this book. I think it is very funny, and I hope you guys like it too. And I want you guys to think before we even start reading, think about some questions you might have about this book. I want you to look at the front cover. It is called The Gruffalo. And think about our question words. What questions do you have about this book? You're asking the question. Okay, hopefully you were able to think of a couple of questions, and let's see while we're reading if we can figure out an answer to these questions. Because remember, we're working on asking and answering questions today. I came up with a question about this book because I was looking at it and it made me think that I had a question. And my question starts with the word where. And I want to know, where did this story take place? Where is the setting? And remember, the setting is where the characters are in the story. So where are they? That's the question I want to answer for today. So let's go ahead and get started. This book is called The Gruffalo. And remember, thinking about those questions and answering them. A mouse took a stroll through the deep, dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have lunch in my underground house. It's terribly kind of you, Fox, but no, I'm going to go have lunch with the Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? He has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws. Where are you meeting him? Here by these rocks. And his favorite food is roasted fox. Roasted fox? Oh my, Fox said. Goodbye, little mouse, and away he sped. Silly old fox, doesn't he know there's no such thing as a Gruffalo? On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Join me for tea in my treetop house. It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no, I'm going to have tea with a Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes, and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. Where are you meeting him? Here by this stream. And his favorite food is owl ice cream. Owl ice cream, to wit, to who? Goodbye, little mouse, and away Owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. On went the mouse through the deep dark wood. A snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for a feast in my log pile house. It's wonderfully good of you, Snake, but no, I'm having a feast with the Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo? Why, didn't you know? His eyes are orange, his tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back. Where are you meeting him? Here by this lake. And his favorite food is scrambled snake. Scrambled snake? It's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse, and away Snake slid. Silly old Snake, doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. Oh, But who is this creature with terrible claws and terrible teeth and his terrible jaws? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black, he has purple prickles all over his back. Oh, help! Oh no! It's a Gruffalo. Okay, we're going to pause right there, and I want you to make a prediction. And remember, a prediction is trying to guess what you think is going to happen. So the mouse has just met a Gruffalo, and he thought there was no such thing as a Gruffalo. So what do you think Mouse is going to do, and what do you think the Gruffalo is going to do? I want you to think about that. Okay, and remember, we are trying to ask some questions. And remember, my question was, where does the story take place? Where are the characters at? So hopefully, you've been paying attention to the pictures and the words to try and answer that question. So here we go. Let's find out what happens to this mouse. My favorite food, the Gruffalo said. You'll taste good on a slice of bread. Good, said the mouse. Don't call me good. I'm the scariest creature in this deep, dark wood. Just walk behind me and soon you'll see. Everyone is afraid of me. Oh, sure, said the Gruffalo, bursting with laughter. You lead the way and I'll follow after. They walked and walked till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hiss in the grass ahead. It's Snake, said the mouse. Why, Snake, hello. Snake took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh dear, he said, goodbye, little mouse, and slid right into his log pile house. You see, said Mouse, I told you so. Amazing, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I heard a hoot in the trees ahead. It's Owl, said the mouse. Why, Owl, hello. Owl took one look at the Gruffalo. Boo-hoo, he said, goodbye, little mouse, and flew right up to his treetop house. You see, said Mouse, I told you so. Astounding, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I hear some paws on the path ahead. It's Fox, said the mouse. Why, Fox, hello. Fox took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, help, he said. Goodbye, little mouse, and ran right into his underground house. The mouse said, Gruffalo, now you see, everyone's afraid of me. But now my tummy is starting to rumble, and my favorite food is Gruffalo crumble. Gruffalo crumble, the Gruffalo said, and quick as the wind he turned and he fled. All was quiet in the deep dark wood. The mouse found a nut, and the nut was good. And there's the end. And that is the end of the Gruffalo. And I have a question for you guys. And the question is, do you think that the animals in the forest were really afraid of the mouse? Do you think they were afraid of the mouse, or were they afraid of something else? I think they might have actually been afraid of the Gruffalo and not of the mouse, like the mouse was telling him. Okay, my friends, remember, we are working on asking and answering questions. And remember, my question before we started reading was, where are the characters in the story? Where did the story take place? So think in your head of the answer to that question. Where did the story take place? Okay, let's take a look at our picture at the very end of the book. Because sometimes when we're not sure of an answer to the question, if we look at the pictures and inspect what's going on, the pictures tell us the answer. So here is the very last picture of the book. Where is this? Where is there a place that has trees and rocks and grass and paths? Where could we find that? Think in your head. I know the answer. And the answer to my question, which was where does the story take place, was the forest. The whole time, the characters in the story were in the forest because that's where animals live a lot of the time, like a mouse. So the mouse was in the forest. I want you to think about your questions and see if you were able to come up with the answers to your questions that you had before we started the story. Okay, my friends. The last thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you a small activity that you can do when you turn the video off with a piece of paper and some crayons or a pencil, whatever you have at home. This activity is actually drawing the answers to our questions. So I'm going to take a black marker and I'm going to write the Gruffalo on the top. And my question was, where does the story take place? And I'm going to write the word where on my page because that's going to remind me that I need to draw that answer. I'm writing where they were. And remember, we just talked about how our characters were in the forest. So I'm going to draw some trees. There's my tree trunk. And I'm going to draw the tops of my trees to make a forest. Just like that. And we talked about how there was some grass in the forest. So that looks like a forest to me. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to label my picture with the word forest. Because that's the answer to my question. My question was, where did the Gruffalo take place in the story? And my answer was, they were in the forest. So I drew my answer. So you can do this with other questions you had too. Maybe you asked, who were the characters? So you could draw the characters instead of drawing where they were. Or maybe you were talking about when did the story take place? What time was it? You could draw the time of the day. So think back to those questions, and I hope you guys have fun with that activity, drawing your answers. And maybe you can try and ask the questions that you have to your family, and you can rewatch the video with and reread the story and have your family ask and answer the questions with you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Ms. Zhang and I am a kindergarten teacher at Silver Lake Elementary here in Federal Way. I am super excited that you are here and with me to do this math lesson. So let's get started. right, boys and girls, before our math lesson, I wanted to get some physical activity in, so I'm hoping we could count and do 20 jumping jacks together. All right, so if you're not familiar with jumping jack, you start with your feet together and your arms to the side, and then you do one jump at the same time. Your arms go up and meet at the top, okay? So we're gonna do that 20 times, okay? Count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that was 20 jumping jacks. Do you feel your heartbeat? Is it beating a little bit faster than before? Yeah, nice job. All right, let's get into our lesson. All right, boys and girls, let's jump into our math lesson for today. I'm going to go over our learning target just one more time before we begin. Our learning target today, or read it with me if you would like. I can determine what is first, second, and third in a row. So we're really talking about first, second, and third in a row. So it's a little bit different than like 1, 2, and 3. We're talking about the order of things today. All right, so for today's activity, I want to show you, I have some blocks over here. Let me make sure. Okay, so here is my blocks. Imagine it's kind of like a train, okay? And this train, this is, let's see, this is the beginning of our train, so right here, and then this is the end of our train, okay? This train is made up of 4 blocks, all right? And they're all blue right now. But if I wanted to ask if I could change the color of one of my blocks of my train, I wanted to change the first block of my train. I wanted to change the first block of my train. I want it to be red, okay? So I want you to think to yourself, what block do you think I would change? So again, this is the beginning. So this would be the beginning, and then this is the end. But I'm looking for the first block. Think about when you're lining up in school, and you're lining up to go to recess or to lunch or to any other specialist. Think about who is first in line and maybe who is last in line, okay? So again, this is the beginning of my train and this is the end of my train. And I want to change the first block to a red block. Think to yourself, which one do you think I would be changing? Okay, I'm gonna take it away and change it. See if it's what you think it's gonna be. All right, there you go. The first block of my train is now red. So this is the first block, okay? So were you right? Was that the block that you thought I was gonna change? If not, maybe do you see where I'm coming from now? Like why I think this is the first block? Usually the first block, or the thing that is first, is the thing at the beginning, right? So this would be, you can also think about a race. If you're racing someone, who comes first? The person who crosses the line, or the finish line first, who's at the front, right? So again, this is our front and this is our end, or our beginning, if you like to say. All right, but if I switch it, watch what happens if I turn my train around. Now what color is the first block? Our first block is blue. Okay, now let's see. Now, where did the red block go? Is it in the first position, second, third, or fourth? We didn't really talk about fourth, but listen to the word fourth. What do you think that means? All right, so if I were to label our train right now, what do you think? What do you think the red block would be labeled as? I'm going to do it really quickly. So we already know this is first, This is second. This is third. And our last block is fourth. So I just flipped my train around and now my first block turned into my fourth block. How pretty cool. All right, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. This is my new train. I turned it green. And I want to change the third block. I want to change the third block yellow. Okay, so remember, the beginning is down here and the end is down here. Okay, so which block would I change yellow if I wanted to change it? I wanted to change the third block yellow. Give me a second. I'm going to get ready to change it. I'm going to take it away and change it. See if this is what you were thinking. All right, is that what you were thinking? Is that the block that you thought was going to change if I wanted to change it, the third one yellow? Yeah, nice job. Okay, so it's kind of like if we numbered them, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is first, second, third, and fourth. They kind of match when we're numbering and we're counting them, right? All right, so here was my third block that I changed. All right, here is your next question. What position is the yellow block turn into if I flip it like that? Now what position is the yellow block in? First, second, third, fourth? What position is it in? If you were in line and you were the yellow block, what position would you say you were in? First, second, third, or fourth? All right, yeah, this is second. Nice job. So this is the second block in our train. And it corresponds with being number 2 in our train. Nice job. All right, I'm going to do a different one. Here is our brown train this time. All right, this time I want to change the first and third block of my train. I want to change the first and third block of my train. I want to change it red. I want to change it red. So think to yourself, what is it going to be? Maybe picture what it might look like. And see if it matches what I am changing it to, okay? So again, I'm changing the first and third block in my train to a different color. I'm changing it to red. I got my red blocks ready to change it. Okay, so maybe think to yourself, what is it gonna look like? Maybe is there gonna be a pattern? You think you can see a pattern? Or is it just gonna look, I don't know, what is it gonna look like? I couldn't be super creative with that one, sorry. All right, have it in your head. I'm gonna take our train, I'm gonna switch it around a little bit. So the first block is red and I want my third block to be red. All right, here it is. So it kind of looks a little orange on camera, but I promise you I changed it to red. This is my train with the first position red. The third position is red now. All right, is that what you were picturing? Is that what you're picturing? Was it a little bit different? Is it the same? Do you see a pattern? I'm a big fan of patterns, so whenever I see them, they kind of stand out to me. In this case, I see a pattern of red, brown, red, brown. Do you see that too? Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna flip our train. So now here is our beginning, here is our end. Now what position are the red blocks in? What did we change them to when I flipped our train around? Is it still in the first position and third position, or has it changed? All right. If you said that it changed, you're absolutely correct. Yeah, it's not in the first position anymore. I see a brown piece, or brown block in the first position, but rather red is in the second position and fourth position. So you got to be really careful about which way the front is, because that determines the order of how you see things, right? Or the order in which they are, in order to label it as first, second, or third. All right, now I'm going to make a funky one, and your job is to tell me what position, or your job is to determine what position are certain colors, okay? So I'm going to be using red and yellow. I'm going to be using red and yellow, and your job is to tell me what position is the yellow in? First, second, third, or fourth? So there's going to be two answers because there's two yellow blocks. So think to yourself, what position are the yellow blocks in? Remember, here's our beginning and here's our end. So you always have to start at the beginning when you're labeling them, okay? All right. I am going to go through and label them. See if you are correct, okay? So at the beginning, we start with first. That's not yellow, that's red. So our yellow blocks are not in the first position, but they are in the second and third, but not in fourth. All right, nice job. Thanks for following along. Now I'm wondering, do you think if I flip my train around, just like I've been doing it earlier, do you think the position in which the yellow is that going to change? Make a prediction in your head right now. Do you think that the position that the yellow blocks are in are going to change? Are they still going to be second and third, or are they going to be in a different spot if I turn my train around? Make a prediction. I'm going to erase my labels just in case. And I'm going to flip my train around. What happened? Did it change? No, it didn't change. Yeah, so look, I can label them again. First, red is in first still. Yellow is still in second. Yellow is still in third. And red is still in fourth. That's pretty cool. So you can kind of see like a lot of these noticings when you're talking about first, second, and third, and different patterns when you're looking at these blocks. All right, nice job. I'm just gonna erase it, but I don't really need to. A nice job, friends. I am going to revisit our learning target to see if we met it today. Our learning target today, just a reminder, it was I can determine what is first, second, and third in a row. So if you were able to follow along with our activity today and our learning about the order in which these blocks are in our train and determining what was first, second, and third, you met our learning target today. All right, so have a great job. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bienvenidos a nuestra octava lección. Otra vez una palabra nueva, quizás para muchos. La palabra octava. ¿Alguien sabe qué significa? Todos los días tenemos una palabra nueva. Exactamente, octavo viene de 8. Por lo tanto, es nuestra lección número 8, nuestra octava lección. ¿Y qué aprendimos ayer? ¿Alguien recuerda? Pensemos un minuto. Ya lo recuerdo. Aprendimos a emplear, utilizar o usar estrategias para contar objetos, llevando la cuenta de los objetos ya contados. ¿Recuerdan cómo? Les íbamos marcando o les poníamos números. También dijimos que podríamos escribir, tocar o señalar cada objeto para no equivocarnos. ¿Recuerdan? Y ahí vamos escribiendo los números o los podemos tocar con nuestros dedos o podemos ir señalando cada objeto para unirlo con el número que corresponda. Entonces, hoy vamos a aprender algo nuevo. Nuestra meta de hoy es aprender el concepto de uno más. ¿Están listos? Vamos a aprender el concepto de uno más. Podré contar uno más en la cinta numérica. ¿Han utilizado alguna vez alguna cinta numérica o recta numérica? Pues hoy vamos a aprender ahí. También podrán contar y saber que uno más es el número siguiente en cada secuencia. Es el número siguiente en cada secuencia. ¿Listos? Vamos con la primera. Acá está, esto es una cinta numérica o una recta numérica. Y nos está dando el primer número. El primer número es el número 4. Y lo que estamos aprendiendo hoy es agregar uno más. Por lo tanto, 4 más 1, ¿qué número será? Vamos a marcar, aquí está el 4 y vamos, 1 más es el número siguiente del 4. Por lo tanto, es el 5. ¿Vieron qué fácil? Es muy fácil. Ahora ustedes, yo voy a decir el número siguiente y ustedes van a buscar en la cinta numérica cuál es el que viene. 7 es nuestro segundo número. ¿Qué hacemos? Podemos poner nuestro dedito en el número 7 y ver el siguiente. O pueden ustedes, si tienen una cinta numérica, pueden con su lápiz marcar o poner el lápiz en el número 7 y ver uno más es un salto más, porque es el número siguiente de la secuencia. Entonces, 7 más 1 es, estamos en el 7 y damos 1 más, es 8. Excelente. Siguiente número. Número 2. 2 y 1 más. Perdón, ¿cuál será el número? Ponemos nuestro lápiz en el 2 y avanzamos 1 más. Por lo tanto, es el número 3. ¿Quieren ustedes pensar en otro número? Voy a pensar en uno. Voy a pensar en el 8. Voy a poner mi lápiz en el 8 y 1 más es 9. Muy bien. Uno más fácil. Voy a ir al 1. 1 y 1 más es 2. Excelente. 3. 3 y 1 más es 4. Veamos aquí. 6 y 1 más es 7. ¡Qué rápido aprenden! Excelente. Siguiente dice, contar y agregar uno más. Vamos a cambiar de lápiz para poder escribir mejor. Contar y agregar uno más. Vamos a contar cuántos círculos hay aquí. ¿Listos? Vamos. 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. 5. Hay 5 y me están pidiendo uno más. ¿Cuál será uno más después del 5? Podemos dibujar uno más y en este caso vamos a agregar uno más o lo vamos a dibujar. ¿Listos? Vamos a ver cómo queda mi círculo. Ahí está, vamos a borrar esas rayitas que salieron aquí. Uno más y ahora volvemos a contar. ¿Listos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Por lo tanto, 5 y 1 más es 6. ¿Listos para el siguiente? Contemos este. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pero me están pidiendo uno más. Tenemos que agregar uno más. Lo vamos a dibujar. Me quedó más o menos. Y ahora volvemos a contar. ¿Listos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Entonces, 7 y 1 más es 8. Y siempre para asegurarnos que estemos en lo correcto, le podemos poner números. ¿Listos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 y 1 más, entonces es 6. Y ahora el siguiente. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 y 1 más. ¿Cuántos serían? 8. Así de fácil. Cada vez que le agregamos un objeto más, tenemos que volver a contar del principio y agregarle según la secuencia. Y ese será el número total. Otra vez, ahora nuestros círculos de color rojo. Se ven que son más. ¿Están listos para contar? Vamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Y me está diciendo que le agreguemos uno más. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Entonces 9 más 1 es 10. Vamos a asegurarnos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 y 10. Por lo tanto, el total es 10. Excelente trabajo. Y ahora, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. 8 y le agregamos uno más. Vamos a ver cuántos quedaron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y el último, 9. 8 más 1 es 9. Excelente, muy buen trabajo. Y ahora, niñas y niños, nuestra adivinanza del día. Recuerden, estamos adivinando partes del cuerpo, así que tenemos que pensar qué partes del cuerpo podrían ser. Las manos, las piernas, los dedos, la nariz, las orejas, los ojos. ¿Cuál será? Voy a leer, ustedes escuchan, después la leemos todos juntos, ¿ok? Adivinanza del día. En la cara tengo dos, y si los cierro, ya no veo. ¿Qué será? Leamos todos juntos ahora. ¿Están listos? Ok. En la cara tengo dos, y si los cierro, ya no veo. ¿Qué será? ¿Ya lo saben? Más fuerte, no los escucho. ¿Están listos para mover la estrella y ver la respuesta? Aquí vamos, a la cuenta de 3. Ayúdenme a contar. 1, 2, 3. Los ojos. ¿Ya lo sabían? Son muy inteligentes. Excelente trabajo. ¡Qué rápido pasa el tiempo! Ya llegó la hora de despedirnos, pero antes de eso vamos a volver a repasar. ¿Qué fue lo que aprendimos el día de hoy? ¿Recuerdan? ¿Qué aprendimos? La palabra que, como ya lo saben, lleva acento porque es una pregunta. Hoy aprendimos el concepto de uno más. Cada vez que estamos contando, podemos agregar un objeto más, volvemos a contar desde el principio y va a ser el número que sigue, porque solo le estamos agregando uno. Por lo tanto, si tengo 4 y le agrego 1, ¿cuántos tengo ahora? 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5. Y así sucesivamente. Si tengo 5 y le agrego 1, ¿cuántos tengo ahora? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. Lo mismo puedo hacer con objetos o con dibujos. Agrego 1 y empiezo a contar desde el principio. El último número me va a dar el resultado total. Agregar uno más en la cinta numérica. Ya sabemos, ocupamos la cinta numérica, ponemos nuestro dedo en el número que nos están dando y le agregamos uno más. Avanzamos un pasito más y ese va a ser el número total. Y también dibujar un objeto más y volver a contar. Comenzamos todo desde el principio y como siempre les digo, pueden poner los números para no equivocarse o marcar cada número que ya contaron. Eso es todo por hoy. Espero que hayan tenido una semana llena de aprendizaje. Nos veremos el próximo lunes con unas nuevas lecciones de matemáticas. Así que los espero el lunes. Que tengan un lindo fin de semana. Adiós. Chao.